Alright, so we're going to do a pick a pile about let me brag on you. Sometimes we all need to pick me up. This is pyrite, more commonly known as fool's gold. We have this tiger's eye marble. For pile 2. And pile 3 is this piece of yellow quartz. So go ahead and pick your pile, and I'll see you there. Pile 1. How can I brag on pyrites? We're gonna start with Oracle because why not? This is the Universal Folk Oracle. It can be found on Etsy. Alright, what about pyrite can I brag on? All right, we have Uncover, Dowsing Pendulum Answers Integrity. I feel like you guys are good at finding answers and also finding things that are not true and calling them out. Remembrance, remembering love, loss, healing. So when you do find the truth of a situation, that's not something that you let go of, but it's also something you utilize in order to make your situation better. Threshold. Perception, surrender, dissolve, illusion. Your tolerance. You have to have a high tolerance. In order to be able to look at situations in their entirety and then pick out what's true, what's not true, and then utilize that information. That takes a lot of tolerance. It takes a high threshold for BS and for truth. Harmony, balance, energy, breath, and flow. You guys are so good at uncovering the truth and using it and remembering it and doing it. Like, you guys are my detectives. You use that in a way that's going to benefit not only you, but other people. You're not doing it just because you like drama. You're not doing it because you like to be the center of attention. You're doing it because you want the truth. And you guys are really good at finding the truth. Maybe you've been through things and had some hard lessons in order to be able to do that. Okay? Let's do some tarot. This is the Modern Witch Tarot. can Pyrite be proud of? What can I brag on Pyrite for? 9 of Pentacles. This is a beautiful card, but there's some nudity. And I don't know how well received that will be from YouTube, so. And 8 of Pentacles. And on the bottom we had the 3 of Swords. The 9 of Pentacles. That is about making your dreams come true. That is about planting your seeds, growing them, waiting for them, working hard. It's about literally making your own dreams come true. It's about you doing the thing. And it's about wish fulfillment. Whatever your wish is, whatever your dream is, you're making it happen. And you do that by using the information that's available that you're able to pick out, to find. The King of Swords. The King of Swords is about logic, it's about intelligence, it's about it's just about, again, you using the information available and having a mindset that allows you to discover different things and to see different things that other people are not going to see because they're not you. This is something that you should feel good about because a lot of people are not able to see situations for what they are, for how they are. We have the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles is about, to me, it's about collaboration. It's about working with others in order to reach a common goal. So you're able to play well with others, if you will, in order to get things done. And the 8 of Pentacles is all about hard work. And you guys do work hard, and it is hard work to be able to go through information and pick out what's true, what's not, even if it's not what you want to see. You still utilize it in the way that is appropriate. And with the 3 of Swords, that tells me that it's because you've been through hardships. It's because you've been through struggles. It's because you've gone through things that, even though this has not been easy, this mindset, this ability that you have, it's because you've been through things that other people have not been through or could not go through. Or if they do go through them, they don't come out with the same mindset and the same ability to look at things. You can look at the whole picture. And you can separate yourself from a situation and see it for what it is. You guys have a big, beautiful brain. I love that. Let's go with the Enchanted Map Oracle. Come together. Again, collaboration. You can work in groups in ways other people cannot. You're able to get along with people from all walks of life. Sacred Pool. This is about finding your self-confidence. And that's not a lesson easily learned, especially when you are surrounded by other people and you're having to sift through what's true and what's not. And rock bottom. That goes with the heartbreak. You guys have been at rock bottom. And you don't want to be there again, which is why you're able to use your logic and use your intuition and your knowledge and your previous experiences to make choices that are going to lead you down a better road. You guys have been through it. But you should brag. You should brag on yourself, because this is not something that a lot of people are able to do. This is not a mindset that a lot of people have, and you might feel lonely for that. Because those of us who think differently, a lot of times are misunderstood. It's unfortunate, but it's just how it is. Let's get some. You might use the advice in a minute. Let's see what the index cards have to say. How are we going to brag on pyrite here? You do you. Even though you guys are good at figuring things out and doing things and learning things, you stay in your lane. You guys mind the business that pays you. You don't mind everybody else's business. And that helps you be objective. And that's also a lesson that you've had to learn, because when you have the ability to see things from a different perspective and to know things and to give good advice, it's hard to not share that advice because it's not always well received. Stop overthinking. But a word of advice here. You guys do overthink. Having a big, beautiful mind that's able to do so much and have so many capabilities means that sometimes our brains just will not turn off. They won't stop. And you know this. You know that you overthink about things, and you know that you go through things and through them and through them. But you also know when you're overthinking. You guys have been through, you guys have done this long enough to know. Just breathe. I'm not saying you have to change anything about yourself, because you don't. But when you're overthinking, just breathe. You don't have to fix anything right now. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to go through the same situation multiple times. All right? And that's not an easily learned lesson, but you guys are so intelligent and so good at figuring things out that sometimes it's just hard not to stay in that mind frame. Let's see if there are any songs. How do we want to brag on pyrite and their big, beautiful mind? Who I Am by The Score. Face Down by Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Monster by Beth Crowley. And Best of Me by Nefex. These can all be found on YouTube. That's where I found them, so I know they can be found fairly easily. But you guys should be truly proud of yourself for the things that you've gone through and the way that you have shaped yourself from those things. And I say shaped yourself because you're not just a product of an environment. You're not a product of a situation. This is something that you have worked through and worked for and become. This is something that you did. You guys did this. It's unfortunate, the circumstances that lead us to be able to do these things, but you guys rocked it, whatever it was, whatever this rock bottom was, or this heartache, or these difficulties were. You guys have found a way to use that for the better. And that's amazing. Pyrite. Not all that glitters is gold, and you know that. But you can also figure out what is gold within a story and what's true. My pile 2. Tiger's Eye Marble. Let me brag on you. Let me remind you of how great you are. Because we like to be reminded sometimes. Let's do some tarot. This is the traditional Rider Waite-Smith tarot. We have the Knight of Cups, the Devil reversed, the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Magician. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Swords reversed. So I feel like you guys might have battled addiction in some sort of way, whether that was to a substance, a relationship, a thought process, a place, a thing, whatever it is. We can be attached unhealthily to a lot of things, and it's going to be different for everyone. But with the Knight of Cups, this is about moving forward and focusing on your emotions, focusing on what's going to help you, what's going to make you feel the best. And the Devil is about addictions. It's about being bound. It's about and for that to be reversed, that's something that you have been through. You've been bound to something. You've been attached to something, tied to something. But focusing on your own emotional well-being, as well as your material well-being, with the Knight of Pentacles here, has helped you go from having these 10 swords in your bag, laying face down, rock bottom, to finding yourself as the Magician who has self-confidence and who has all the tools necessary in order to beat these addictions, to get these swords out of your own bag, and to fight your own demons. And that is something huge, absolutely huge. Well done, guys. Let's go with the Work Your Light Oracle. Whoa. Running away. Let's brag on Tiger's Eye. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm. So even if this is something you've done alone in the physical, you weren't alone spiritually. Whatever your belief system is, you are not alone. Initiation, the initiation. Rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Going through this and fighting all of this on your own felt like an initiation. And it is a rite of passage to get to the other side, and it's a huge threshold. And you have to have a big threshold for pain. You guys' tolerance is out of this world. Trust the niggle. What is this niggling feeling trying to tell you? You guys use your intuition, but you guys have had to listen to your inner voice. And that's not easy, especially whenever you're fighting things and you have to use that inner voice and you have to listen to it and figure out which voice is which, because anxiety yells and intuition whispers. You've been through and you've got the swords out of your back. You've worked through the things that were bound to you unhealthily and that you were attached to unhealthily. And that caused you to have to pull and go through every little thing that you were doing, every thought you had. What is this from? Why am I doing this? What are we doing this for? Who is this for? And you guys have done all of that. And that is definitely something to brag about, because there are so many people who cannot pull themselves out of that. Let's get some advice. Let's brag on Tiger's Eye. Running won't help. You guys know that. You've been the knight, you've been on your sword, you've been going towards it, working towards it, because you already know. Maybe you have been running. Maybe you had run in the past from your problems and your issues. But you guys are not doing that now. You guys are fighting the issues. You're facing them. Because you got sick of it. And you know the way to get out of it is to go through it. And you have learned to differentiate between need and want. Is this something you need? Is this something that you want? Is this something you crave? Is this something you need? You guys have done that. Like, I could brag all day long about how amazing this is and how hard you have worked, because you have, and you deserve every bit of recognition for that labor and that hard work. And a lot of times people don't say that enough. You might not have people telling you that they're proud of you, but they should be. And some people are, they just don't want to say it. For whatever reason, people just don't say things often enough like that. Let's see some songs. Let's brag about Tiger's Eye. What do you want them to hear? Happy by Pharrell Williams. Hope by Nathan Wagner. And I'm Glad You Came by The Wanted. Listen to these songs. There might be messages in there that you need to hear, things you need to hear. And if not, they're just pretty good songs. And you guys really should be incredibly proud of yourselves and give yourself a break too. This has been work. That's what you've done, is work. So just try to breathe, because this has been a whole process. And sometimes when we start working on ourselves and bettering ourselves, we have a really difficult time not doing that constantly. Or we get so excited about the progress that we've made that we just want to keep going, but we don't want you to be exhausted. That's part of the reason you fought all of this and did all of this, so that you weren't constantly exhausted. Emotionally, physically. So just slow down a little bit. You guys are through it. You've gone through it. You're either already on the other side or the other side is coming. But just be gentle with yourselves, okay? This is not easy. And so many people have no idea and no way to understand that. but you should brag on yourselves. Make those posts, tell everybody you want to tell, even if you don't think they want to hear it. A lot of people do. A lot of times our own insecurities keep us from saying and doing things that could potentially help other people. Yellow calcite. My pile of 3s. Let's brag on you. Let's remind you of how wonderful you really are. Let's see if we can get some qualities of yours from this Radiant Sun Oracle deck. Oh. Health. Concentration. Secrets. Anything else? Domination. Organization. And extremism. So these are traits that you guys have. Health. Maybe you've been working on your health lately. Maybe it's something you've always done. But people recognize that you look good. You look like you feel good. Because you know that your health is important. Whether this is something you're just learning or you've already known, like I said, this is a trait that you have that maybe you don't even see yet, but others do. Concentration. You guys know how to focus on the things that you need to focus on, like your health. You focus on things that are necessary instead of being all over the place, like I usually am. Secrets. You guys do not gossip. People trust you. People feel safe with you. You recognize that people need to have a chance to tell their own story to who they choose to, and that it's not your place to do so. Domination. And beside that, we have extremism. So in order to keep your concentration and to keep these secrets that people are trusting you with, and to maintain your own health and to do all of these things, it might seem extreme to some people, or maybe even you, but you guys are dominating it. You absolutely do. You do not second guess yourself a lot. You don't allow insecurities or issues with self-esteem to stop you from doing the things that you truly need to do. Organization. And being able to maintain all of these qualities and to utilize them appropriately is not something you can just up and do all willy-nilly. It's not something that a lot of people can do easily. You have to be organized. You have to have some sort of process for all of this, for being able to concentrate on your health and concentrate on your own, staying in your own lane and dominating the competition and doing whatever you need to do by any means necessary, and keeping people's secrets and keeping your own secrets and staying in your lane and working and doing all of these things to maintain a balance in your life that a lot of people don't have the ability to achieve. These are all qualities that you possess. You might not see them in yourself, but you had them. Okay? Let's go with some tarot. This is the Everyday Tarot in the mini version. The Three of Swords. So these qualities might have come from hardship that you guys have endured. The Three of Wands. You might have had to do some soul searching to obtain these things. King of Pentacles. You guys take care of yourselves. You rely on yourselves. You protect yourselves. You provide for yourselves. Justice. Again, we're at that maintaining balance, equilibrium, learning how to do the things that we need to do through our hardships, through our pain, through our being lost, through our situations. Ace of Swords. You guys have had the opportunity to learn and achieve all of these things through the epiphanies that you've had while you were going through them, while the information that you were gathering was something that you were physically doing. And that's how you can maintain this balance and achieve this balance in the first place. Two of Pentacles. And that's not to say that you weren't juggling and that you aren't juggling and that things don't stress you out or make you concerned about stuff, because that's absolutely possible. You might feel like you have a lot on your plate and that you are just juggling, or that's something you've learned to overcome. But I feel like you guys are really humble as well. Maybe to a fault. Maybe you can recognize some of these things within yourself and brag a little bit about them. I'm bragging about them. You should brag about them too. Even if you're not pretentious for wanting recognition for the things that you have gained through hardships. That's not pretentious. That's not something that you should be ashamed of wanting to do. Maybe you want to tell your stories. Maybe these secrets need to find a way out if they're yours. If they do, you can write them down, write a book, you can tell people, you can do whatever you want with your own stories. You really can. It's not unhumble to do so. Let's brag on yellow quartz. See, this is a good thing. This place that you've gotten to in life is good. And you might feel like it's too good to be true, because we go through that after we've been through big things and after we have struggled. You'll make it. This might be something you're still going through or something you're still learning from, but you're growing through it as well. And that's what we do. That's the point of all of this, of life in general. One of the points of life is to grow and to learn and to figure out things. If we came to this earth knowing everything there was to know, then why would we even do it? Like, what's the point? Don't overthink this. Again, if you want to tell your secrets, then do it. Because you're too good for overthinking and for second guessing and for letting your insecurities prevent you from showing people how to achieve this for themselves. Because you are and can be a role model. You really can. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel and talk about the things you've gone through. And you should do that. Even if you only reach one person or 3 people, it's something that will help you go through this and help you heal. And maybe that's writing a book. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how cringy you think it is or how embarrassing you think it is at the beginning. You're going to be able to look back and see the progress that you've made and be proud of that. South of the Border by Ed Sheeran. Any other songs for pile 3? Honey, I'm Good by Andy Grammer. and Love Song by Sarah Bareilles. These can all be found on YouTube. That's where I found them, so I know they can be found. Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. You guys need to give yourself some more credit and brag on yourselves like I'm bragging on you. Okay? You have done so well and you've learned so much and achieved so much. You should be so proud of that. Even if this is something you're still working on balancing and learning. That's a lot. That's a lot. And that takes so much effort. And you deserve to share your story and to tell the world whatever you want to tell them, or don't tell them anything if you don't want to. That's completely up to you. This is your story. This is your life. And you guys are doing great at life, even if you don't feel like it, even if you don't necessarily see the results that you would like to see right now. You guys are still really, really doing well for yourselves. And you should brag about that more. It's okay to be humble, but don't be humble to a fault, okay? Because you guys are really, really doing good. And you're working hard for yourselves, and you're learning a lot of lessons at once that are not easy to learn even on their own. Keep it up. Keep going. But also give yourselves a break, okay?